welcome to the B Team Podcast. I am your host, Josh Safran, with my co-host,
Matt Mars,
and our permanent guest,
Rob Nelson.
We're here every week to talk to you about all things Bentonville, bourbon, and business. The B Team Podcast. Be here. Welcome to the B Team Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Safran, with our co-host,
Bobby.
No. I looked at you. I look away.
I got promoted.
No. You get with our co-host,
Matt Mars.
Yeah. And our permanent guest,
Bobby.
He's doing everything today.
I know. I'm on top of it.
Must have had an IV today. He's all juiced up.
Ready to go. Which way's the beach? It's piling up. We better change the subject.
We're here every Thursday for all things Bentonville business and bourbon, but today we're going to remove the bourbon bee and move to the beer bee.
Yeah.
And we brought in Jeff, owner, founder of Bike Rack Brewing.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate
coming in. So we met. Again, strange how things work in this town, but we happened to be at a day job event with your KPMG business and my plug and play business, and one thing led to another. We're like, hey, he owns Bike Rack Brewing. Let's get him in on the podcast. And here we are today. It was just as simple as that.
Exactly. Worked out well.
Yeah. And so this is one of the OG, like you're one of the first of the brewery companies here?
Yeah. So we, so going back probably, I think it was 2012, Benton County became not a dry county. Ozark was the first brewery to open. I think they opened 12 or 13 in Rogers. And then we opened, we became a company in 2013, which is basically means you just sign a paper and think everything's going to be magic. And create an LLC. But we opened our doors on A Street, and we opened right around October, right around Halloween of 2014. And then we moved to the 8th Street Market, spring of 2017, and have been there ever since.
Did you have any background in this? Like,
I drank a lot of beer, yeah.
on that note, he has a lot of practice. On that note, can we crack these?
Yes, please crack. I've already got mine open.
Yeah.
So I did bring a few different beers for you guys. Cheers.
Yeah.
We try to partner a lot with the community, and this is an example of one. And we just put it on tap today in the brew room. It comes out next week. And what it is, it's a blueberry lemonade lager. And we work with Dave and Jenny Mars and their blueberry farm and their big event.
Yeah.
They do yearly.
You've heard of that before.
Yeah.
You know them?
A little bit.
And this one this year, there's not the huge event. So what we're doing is we still created the beer. We've got it on tap. And then we created just a limited number of cans we're putting in the brew room to kind of celebrate the event still and what's happening. And
so this will be in and out pretty quick.
It's an in and out beer. It's a great beer to kick off summer. Anytime you get a lager with a little bit of fruit too.
That is what it takes.
This is the beginning of summer.
Summer in a can.
Yeah. And if you look close at it, right, this is Dave's Berry Farm truck.
Yep.
If you look close at that old COE truck.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Very fancy. So you were in collaboration with Dave and Jenny?
Yeah. Last year, because we had the big event, they came in for a day, and then we did the art, kind of, gave our thoughts and what do you think about this, and so kind of collaborated creating it to make a fun event. Any things you can do to make things more fun always is a good time.
Yeah.
So that's the first beer we got, and it screams it's June and it's starting to heat up, and sit by the pool and have this.
So you sell this by the 6-pack?
By the 6-pack, and then just by the pint in the room.
And then does it just sell, like, do you sell at local places also besides your?
We do, but not this beer.
Okay.
We just created a really limited amount of this beer,
which is cool.
Yeah, we didn't want to turn it into something. Yeah.
No.
And we're trying to do some of the social marketing stuff together to help promote, going out to the farm. I think it's a week from now when they're doing the first pick, and we matched
more than you do.
Yeah, he does.
We matched it. Well, I actually got updated on it by our GM before it came here. I can pull my notes. I'm really not that.
Probably know more than Dave does too.
Fact. Yeah. Well, now I love that you guys do that with local.
I do too.
Local people. You guys make a point to do things. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, very big.
I think you guys should do a partnership. Gents,
We already talked about it. Yeah, I like the idea.
place beer.
Because
Like,
if you walk down, if it's new,
Thanksgiving, what's the one you always like in the fall?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any fall kind of beer would,
Mm-hmm.
like Christmas and the dark kind of.
But it would be cool to do
spices.
one of those out to Thanksgiving.
well, we talked about because
special.
if you walk out his front door and you have the binoculars out, you can see right
Yeah,
to the
you
front
can
door of the Gents
definitely see
place,
a place.
the new location.
Yeah.
So we talked about doing some exclusive stuff
Yeah.
for the VIP members.
That's super.
So we're already thinking about that kind of thing.
Yeah, we've
Of course you are.
Thinking.
in our 10 years, we've done a ton of different community partnering stuff, and it's kind of the fun of owning this. I mean, you don't. I kind of like in the brewery business a little bit like the wine business. You don't get in this to get rich. You get in it to give to a community and have a lot of fun. But we've probably leaned in most over the years with the arts community, especially musicians. I mean, literally, we produced and paid for 2 different albums of local artists with Neil Greenhaw recording, and we produced vinyl for it. I mean, you talk about something that's a little on the crazy side. And that's how we know Jared Sears so well.
Yeah.
From working with him.
He's been on the podcast with us.
Yeah, he used to work at our brewery.
Our singing, right?
Many years.
We sang on that episode.
Yeah.
Oh boy! Now he just played at our brewery last Friday night. His band played.
Really?
Yeah, because he was
pretty good.
Oh
He acts like he's not.
no, he acts like he's not. He's massively talented, and the group he has, every one of them are pros. They just all have day jobs, and they put together Jukebox Confessions, and it's a '90s cover band, and it was perfect because he was playing at the barbecue fest on Saturday, and he came in and did his rehearsal outside for all the people, and it was like 3 hours. We loved it. It was great.
We did miss the barbecue fest, by the way. We have to get on that next year.
How do you guys keep up though? Like with Bentonville went from like a few events to literally every weekend there's some like
You're 100%
film
on.
festivals coming up, and then the Momentary has the concerts all the time, and
You don't.
like you just have to pick and choose. Like
2014, 2015, like it was like once a month we had a big band. And now, I mean, there's 3-4 events every weekend. And then also we're trying to run events because we got a massive patio out there, and we want to, we support Beer and Hymns would be a great example. They come in once a month, they play hymns, and we raise money for for whatever charity it is that month. So we can actually utilize our space for a lot of the events. I mean, we're limited. You can get a few hundred people, but it can be exhausting. It's probably the thing over time that like it's first year you're all in, you're excited, and
everybody's reaching out.
On year 9 or 10 and 11, and I'm like, whoa.
But everybody's reaching out wanting to partner with you. Like, I got to pick and choose now. I used to do everything.
No.
Now I got to pick and choose.
100%. Because bike events, there's at least 2 every week.
oh yeah,
And we've, traditionally tried to align ourselves to the biking community. It was really, really easy.
and the name
Back, yeah.
Would you have ever thought that you?
No, I mean,
literally the best name that you can have in this area.
No, when we came up with it was 2013. Everyone's like, Bike Rack. Like, what does that even mean? People were thinking
You were a visionary.
Bike Rack.
Yeah,
And then now it makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I see. Bike Rack. I see that. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Not great marketing.
But you're a visionary though. Like you saw the biking scene before it blew up.
Yeah, it was. We saw it. It's probably because we just went through seeing Crystal Bridges, and then when we saw them do that with biking, it's like, okay, this is going to happen, like that.
yeah. Now, if you did partner with them, could you guys have it on tap for when people come to the Gents? Or
Can't do tap. No, we don't have that.
because I was going to say that would be neat if you could.
I thought I can't spill too much yet because if you have an exclusive wrap or exclusive, hey, come in only at the Gents place, can you get this Bike Rack brew? And it happens to be on the Walmart campus, so if there's something you could do that made sense on the Walmart campus, so it would be really cool to be able to find something. Where'd you get that beer? It's wrapped right across the street. Go over and see our friend Jeff at Bike Rack. I think it's a huge opportunity.
Oh, huge. Yeah. Huge. And you guys have food now too.
Yeah, we did. We added food.
Your chicken wings are phenomenal.
You like them? Thank you.
Love
Good.
it.
Good.
Absolutely
He's a
love it.
chicken wing.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't easy because
They're really, really good.
it was a fine line. We just felt there was days where we were open and no other food was there, and we'd have people come in and walk out. We'd have people have one beer, hit the road.
Right.
We're trying to keep it super simple.
Yeah.
Chicken wings.
You need chicken wings and a beer.
Yeah, and if you haven't tried our massive big pretzel, it's so good, but it feeds 3.
Right.
It's Yeah. So we've added
Wings
that.
are legit.
Yeah, and it's what we tried to do. I mean, we kind of doing what Starbucks does. If you walk in there, like their ovens, they're unique European ovens that you don't have to take up a lot of space. I mean, we're a production brewery, everything in back. Like we had to carve out a little bit of space and let's put the most efficient, food we can do. And we're going to be limited to one or two things, but let's do one or two things pretty
Really
well.
good.
Yeah.
And the wings are great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flavored wings? What are they?
No, that buffalo. I think it was buffalo barbecue. I mean,
I just get the dry rub and then I get the dips. So buffalo barbecue, dry
I
rub.
like the dry rub.
Yeah.
They're great.
Amazing. You're adding a lot of value today. I didn't even know that you knew Jeff in his business.
He does, and
I live downtown.
He knows the link.
I live downtown. I go to Bike Rack on a semi-regular basis.
It's a great location.
Great location.
Yeah, no,
It's only going to get better with everything that's going on there.
Yeah, what's pretty funny, so I used to work at Walmart, and I would drive by that location every single day for 10 years, and I never knew that old Tyson building was there because it was overgrown trees.
Mm-hmm.
And a buddy of mine, Daniel Hintz, calls one day after, I don't know if you guys know Daniel, he's crazy in a good way. And he's the one who initiated downtown Bentonville, DBI. He's the guy who started all that. And he said, Jeff, I want you to walk through a new project and we're developing. And I'm like, oh, okay. And we walked through this and it was the worst place I've ever seen in my life. It was the old Tyson chicken kill plant. I don't know if anyone had walked in there or around it for 25 years. And we went through and, and he laid out the vision and we're like, we're in. Let's do it. Wow. So we had to do a lot of changes. We had to rip out our, because we got super heavy equipment. We had to dig down 2 feet, put concrete in, put a lot of
some expensive build.
It was an expensive build out to put a working brewery in there, and but it's been worth it. It's been a lot of fun, and it's kind of transformed. I mean, Bentonville's kind of weird because the area where the new home office is and where we are 15 years ago, I don't know if anyone ever went there.
Yeah.
And that now.
I mean, I'm going to have to play like the lottery with you because you were on the bike green. Your location's right next to the new Walmart campus. It's like you're seeing things happen before they happen. You couldn't be in a better location previously, but now with the Walmart campus right next door.
Yeah, I would love to say it's being smart, but it's kind of being in the right area. Like we're in this area in this town over the last 15 years, hasn't everything been so successful?
Yeah.
It's betting on the right place. If we'd picked some other town, it would have, it wouldn't be the same way for sure.
No, well, and that's like when they opened 8th Street, nothing was over there. So we were like, man, it's weird that it's way over there. And then they're like, oh, no, they're doing a full.
Wait to see what's coming.
Now, now that you're seeing it come to fruit, like you're like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, one of the fun parts of that was getting to be a part of the laying out and the planning of all that, and a little bit getting to see the sausage being made, and then going through here's how we need it laid out, picking everything, and just hearing, in the culinary institutes going in there and some of the restaurants and places. And what's unique about our area is it's different. Like we want what other people would think competition, more places to drink, more places to eat. It all feeds off each other.
Yeah.
When it's just us, like coming out of COVID, it's, people want to go where there's multiple things and they want to bounce from one thing to the other.
Well, I was going to ask about that because the shuffleboard place was next to you for a while, right?
Yeah, the holler was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a
cool spot, but it didn't last long.
No, I mean, COVID.
Yeah, I loved that place.
Its whole theme was, connect and hang out and be together. And
then that happened.
Yeah, I mean, if there was ever a business that was like couldn't survive COVID,
that was it.
It was it. It was designed all around hanging out and spending time with friends.
So now Homegrown's there, right? The same?
Not the same exact place.
Okay.
They've got a plan for that down the road. Homegrown has moved into the front area, which
where the cheese thing was.
Yeah,
all
the little small places. And Homegrown has like reignited an energy in the place.
I bet the traffic, like people walking like, oh, that's where Bike Rack is. I'd heard of it. I'd never been there before.
Yeah, it's funny. We actually we started opening earlier on Saturday and Sunday because the beauty of Homegrown is so damn good that people are willing to wait an hour and they come over and have a
correct. When there's a line outside, they'll come over and see you.
Yeah,
or just forget it and have some chicken wings.
Exactly. We've had that happen. And
that's probably how Josh. I don't want biscuits and gravy. I just want some chicken wings.
Yeah.
I think Rob's making me hungry over there. Yeah, we should get them on here though.
Who? Homegrown?
Yeah. Do you know the guys over there?
We do, yeah. And they're, I mean, for us, what works perfect is we've got a big parking lot, but they fill the parking lot, and then all of a sudden they close at 3:00, and then we fill the parking lot from 3 on. So if you're asking for two businesses that really complement each other well, it's really the two of us. Now, given the chance, if I could have the holler back, I'd go like that in a second, because what's changed for us, we're not as busy later at night as we used to be. Because when the holler was open, they were open until midnight, 1 a.m. And we used to have to stay open later, and would have to in a good way. I mean, it was a good business.
Yeah.
But now it's not as busy as it, pre-COVID late at night. There's more of a downtown density now.
Yep. Be careful what you wish for with that campus opening.
Yeah, with that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
With the hotel and all that there, I think it should help that, I think, because people will just walk over there versus going clear downtown.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as that 8th Street opened, our business, the traffic's been dramatically different. And it's
how is the craft beer space in general? I mean, I know it exploded.
Yeah.
What was it, 5-10 years ago?
I would say probably 10 to 15 years ago,
it just
exploded. I would say
everyone wanted to open up a brewery.
Overall, now there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
But competition's good. Everybody seems to like each other here. Is that
it's
yes or no?
It's beer competition. We always call it beer. I mean, it's, there's just so many tap handles out there. I think the bigger overarching trend, if you look at the younger generation, early 20s, they probably don't drink beer as much as our generations might have. Or the generation of even 10, 15 years ago. There's a lot more focus on mixed drinks, and there's frankly a lot of the marijuana environment than existed 10, 15 years ago. Kids now pop a gummy and grab a Sprite and hang out all night.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that, because we just got back from Florida, and our neighbor is a huge beer drinker.
Mm-hmm.
But he's on some medicine, so he has to drink these non-alcoholic, like they have ultras, have like a non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
And we were at the bar, and they said the younger generation, that's what she's like, they all have gummies, and then they have so do you guys have like a non-alcoholic you're going to try to bring out? Because she said, she's like, I never thought in a million years, but the younger kids, they want non-alcoholic.
Yeah, we carry non-alcoholic, and we carry more than one. And
does it?
It's
seeing it starting.
Oh yeah.
Too. I would have never thought.
The challenge I've got with non-alcoholic beer, producing it, it's a little bit more expensive to produce, and I mean, unless you're really good at it, I don't think it tastes quite as good as regular beer.
Yeah.
And then the other challenge, like Athletic Brewing Company, if you're familiar with them, tons of money have went in. They've kind of owned that. And what's beautiful about the beer business, it's protected by the 3-tier system and all the laws that the government has put against alcohol forever. When you start talking non-alcoholic, you can have the big guys go in. When I say the big guys, Coke, Pepsi, whomever, come in, and they're not governed by this 3-tier system. And like all of a sudden I go from competing in a beer category to now trying to compete in a soft drink category.
Oh, okay.
So we carry it in our brew room.
Yeah.
We're not... We kicked around doing it a few years ago. We tested them.
Yeah.
We're just like,
it's easier.
it's just easier to buy. Supply it. It's just, in our tap room has changed over the years. Now we've got great mixed drinks. We have a bartender who loves making fresh mixed drinks. She pre-mixes them every day, and they're fantastic. And we sell far more than we used to. We sell a lot more seltzers. We sell a lot more, the category just changes.
Yeah, but that's smart, because you're catering to a wider audience. A lot of the breweries in town is like, if you want beer, you come here. And if you don't want beer, you got to go somewhere else.
With 2014, we learned that lesson really, really quick, because you go in and say, we're just going to be a beer bar. And, you don't like it, go. And then all of a sudden you see a group of 8 people sit down. And then one of the people says, there's no beer. We need to go.
And the whole group goes.
And the whole group leaves. And it's like, quickly, we're like, okay, we need wine.
But you're a business guy. You figured that out.
Customers are the lifeblood of,
But like this,
because like our wives aren't going to
carry. I think the girls would love. This is amazing. Yeah. Like this to me doesn't taste like a traditional beer.
Yeah,
it's real. Like this, whatever you guys did to this.
Yeah, and That's a great point because this is a state, when it comes to beer consumption, we're in the mid to late 40s of 50 states. We're not, Michigan. We're not San Diego, California. We spend a lot of our effort and time creating a strawberry lemonade lager, a blueberry lager. We have one of our top sellers is a lager beer, a lighter, more approachable beer. We put some flavors in it because we're trying to make something just like you said. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't like beer, but I like this.
Yeah. All right, let's pull out these IPAs.
While I do that, my favorite summer beer used to be Leinenkugel. I used to love Leinenkugel.
Right? Yeah, they're good.
You got the shandy.
We have a shandy. We make out tap.
This is great.
Yeah, this is almost like a shandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, personally.
Yeah.
This is one of those that you could. Now, what type of IPA?
So I've got, and it's an East Coast IPA.
Okay, so Matt, you might like this.
Yeah, a little bit hazy.
Okay.
That's not a big IPA.
No, but
he's becoming. He's morphing.
Well,
It's starting to come around.
Yeah, so Matt doesn't like the big West Coast skank. Like, but
I love
you'll like
guys'
this
artwork.
Do you guys, who does all of this for you?
We've done it all in house, different employees, and this one. This one looks like you might have had a party.
Yeah. Someone's taking some of those gummies.
Guys catering to the gummies right now.
Cheers.
That's good. You'll like this one.
Yeah, that is good. That's to trip it all over myself.
So as a small business, you can do lots of crazy, funny stuff. We named it Dinos and Unicorns because our head
Dinos and Unicorns.
Our head brewer, his kids love dinosaurs and unicorns. His daughter loves unicorns, and he literally has a sleeve of tattoo of dinos and unicorns. Like, you brew good beer, we'll name the beer after it.
Yeah, there
Easy.
That's good,
That is very good.
and they're ice cold too.
Yeah, bro, I'm going to make sure with ice, yeah.
Appreciate it.
So, what's your top selling beer? Or it depends on.
It's an IPA, but we're probably more balanced than most other breweries out there. It's our traditional, what I call West Coast IPA. We call it Slaughter Pen. It was originally named after the first mountain bike trail here. It's kind of been the standard we've had forever. And then over time, we've seen the hazy IPA kind of jump in and take a bigger role.
And 6.2, so it's not horrible.
Yeah, no, it's not. We've in the tap room, we've got some bigger,
Or 6.3.
6.3. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
used to. Yeah, that's close enough. But it's not crazy.
That sounded like an empty one there. You write that whole thing, Matthew?
Yeah, it was really good. Never challenge Matt or more so Dave in a beer chugging contest.
Really?
I've never seen these guys chug a beer quicker than.
Really?
It's.
Are you going to shotgun this next one, the third one?
I mean, did you teach Dave how to shotgun beers? Like Dave's got
Dave did back in the
he's
day.
got a special talent. I've never seen anything like it.
He just opens his throat.
It's unreal.
Well, both of these would be good to do that with.
Yeah.
Which one did you like better?
Two totally different.
Well,
beers.
I don't know. This is one that you like when you're out at the pool.
I drink this by the pool.
Look at it all day.
Yep.
This one just has a lot more depth, and
I could drink this all day too.
Yeah, this is when I want one. Unless I'm at the pool, then I'll take 12. But one or two of them.
yeah. But this one, that, like you say, someone that doesn't drink beer, you could be like, "Hey, try this," and they'll be like, "Oh,
I do.
I
I
love
love a little vodka in there. Good over ice.
I think your bartender that you have at your house could open these up nice and easily, bring them out to the pool.
Sure.
Toss it at Elson.
Yeah.
So now all of your stuff, do you guys, does any of it sell like Mac, the local?
Yeah. We do.
Just not the special stuff.
Yeah, this is a really, really unique one that we don't do very often. Most everything we make, we try to can and keg it.
Okay.
And then we work through a distributor, so we would, if it's going out into the market, we sell it to a distributor. Mm-hmm. They'll take it to liquor stores, bars, restaurants, and
So is this a yearly release, or do you have this?
This is year round.
Year round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the only one that's once a year. And
This is so good.
This started as a yearly release, and it just kind of grew into.
Yeah. Don't take it off the top.
Yeah, and it sells super well in our tap room.
So how much are you involved in the day-to-day, or is the staff running this, or like what's the
I am not as involved as I used to be because I got a day job 6 years ago. in some ways to, help make sure that a brewery can make it through and be successful.
I get it.
If you've ever heard the saying about like, you want to be a millionaire in the wine business, you start with two. Brewing's a capital intensive business and not super easy. I'm involved. I'm there for events. I'm there in the evening. Some still really involved because at the beginning I was radically involved and but before I went back for a day job, I was teaching beer at the Culinary Institute. Prior to COVID, and so I'm pretty deep into beer nerddom. I can really nerd out with some people on beer.
I tell people that my day job pays for my very expensive night and weekend job. It sounds
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Right?
It's a hobby. Yeah. I don't want to say I love it, but it's the best thing I can do is to make sure that we're not cash flow strapped.
Yeah.
And we got to sit around and worry about having to pay employees.
You mean running your own business? You're not printing money, and it's right. It's not. People think that's the case.
You guys, from these two, from the two that we've tried, your stuff's pretty amazing. And the hardest thing is you had to going through what COVID had to be like forever.
Yeah.
Everyone we talked to that had a small business,
we had 3 locations when we went into COVID. 75% of our revenue was taproom based, and it 100% shut off.
Yeah.
So
where were the other 2 locations?
Springdale, and then we bought a place downtown Springdale, and Springdale was doing great, but I don't know if there was an area hit harder by COVID as far as traffic than downtown Springdale, because you had the entire Tyson Tech team that was our clients. And they all worked.
So that one closed.
Yeah. Well, we sold the building, and then our original location we had for quite a while is our second location, where the old Peddler's Pub was. We were next door.
Yeah.
And then it just confused so many customers because we were 3/4 of a mile apart.
Yep.
And
so that was shut. So this is the only one.
This is the only one. We brew everything in our location, and it's unique. This is what's a little bit, we can take a long time making our beer. And what that means is we're not pasteurizing, we're not filtering our beer. And yet when you pour it in, you're going to say, oh, wow, it's super clear, super clean. We keep our beer in our fermenters much longer than most people because we bought really big equipment and have the ability to. And the longer you can age something, it's like a bourbon. You can give me a 12-year bourbon or give me a 6-year bourbon and tell me which is better. And now we're not talking years, we're talking weeks.
All right.
But we can get natural clarity and natural stability by the ability to keep things in longer. And that's why, having even a lager of ours has a lot fuller flavor than you're going to have with a pasteurized lager that's designed to last on a shelf for 9 months warm.
Is that the one you brought?
My final one is just a base lager.
You're already on the third one.
No, it's just that's like the base of everything lager. And it's what we try to, it's kind of the gateway beer into craft beer, I feel. You're to go out to the West Coast or go to Colorado and ask what the brewers are drinking. If they're not drinking IPAs, they'll be like, I'm drinking a Coors Banquet beer.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I would say our American lager is very inspired by a Coors Banquet beer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, do you still, so when you started in 14, do you still make do you have like a staple beer that you guys still make, or is it all evolved into other things?
There's probably 3 that have been a staple: the Slaughter Pen IPA, the Amber Ale.
I've had the Amber Ale.
The Amber Ale, and then the Golden Ale. Those are
the ratings what I usually get.
So
okay,
I'm not
with
going
the
to
chicken wings, the Golden Ale and the chicken wings.
The Golden Ale.
I'm not going to get too nerdy on you. We probably most ventured into lagers, which gives a little bit more crispness, not as full of flavor. But we have the ability to do it. A lot of other craft breweries don't do it because you have to age the beer a lot longer as a lager. Okay. That's as nerdy as I'm going to get.
No, that's great.
Now, when you decided to get in, did you already make beer yourself at home? And
there was a group of us. There was a group of us that did some homebrew stuff, and none of us were professional.
And it's a rabbit hole.
Well, it's a little bit like The way I would like it, like I love to grill. I love to be out in my big green egg. It's like thinking, okay, I'm ready to open a restaurant.
Yeah.
I make the best egg. And it's been
There's better burger than me. Yeah. And there's better pizza than me. Let's open a pizza.
It was good pizza.
Well, and the thing you need to realize when you're doing all these homebrew events, all your friends and family are coming over, and they're coming over for free beer.
Yeah.
And none of them want to tell you that your kid's really ugly.
Yeah.
But the beer isn't that good. Like you can't. It's very difficult with homebrew to manage the fermentation process and the transition.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like overblown. This is going to be so easy. We're going to kill it. It's probably a lot of years of corporate America's like, I got to do something different in my life at some point to go at least stretch and not do this thing my whole life. But we went in with this very naive, if you were to look at our original plans, like you just roll your eyes. I mean, in fact, I do roll your eyes laughing at how pathetic.
But the thing is that's you have to have that to go into business yourself. You have to be like, you know what, we're going to do it and we're going to figure it out.
It's really easy to do
cut and dry in anything.
No, but it's high risk, right?
Yeah.
You had a day job, right, where you were reporting to the man, and you had at one point as well, and obviously you do. It's like, should I do something for myself that pays bills and is very safe, or do I, take a risk?
Yeah.
And the entrepreneurial folks jump out and take the risk, and hopefully most are successful, but many are not.
Yeah.
Many are not. It's hard being your own boss.
And sometimes you got to go do that multiple times at different things until you've hit on the right one. So we should all try to crack them at the same. Okay, ready? All right. Yeah. 2, 3. Oh,
He's really good.
That was kind of cool, like frat party like.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's good.
So what you see on the label of this is just beer. Like this is just standard
You know what this reminds
American
me of?
lager.
If I close my eyes, this is like Yankee Stadium, like a baseball game beer. This is what this reminds me of. This is like,
He's got the best cooler too. This is like the perfect amount of cold too.
Yeah.
And check out the label. It's got like the topography.
Yeah, topography of the mountain.
that's your man's beer right there. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
That's good.
it's probably the one I end up having the most of.
It just says beer.
It's beer.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's 5% alcohol. It's what you go if you're going to have a pizza. I mean, it's just easy drinking beer. And we want it to compete. I mean, we want it to be, I guess how we differentiate is it's something like this that we're not pasteurizing, we're not filtering. Yet when you pour it in a glass, it's going to be super crystal clear. And
Well, it tastes it as well.
yeah, craft beer is it's a little bit, you're gonna notice everything we make, we refrigerate, and everything we try to turn as fast as possible. And beer's a perishable object, just like everything else. And like we try to turn and make stuff and have it be as fresh as possible.
It's very refreshing. Like you open it,
Yeah,
and it's
great.
Yeah, it's very tasty. Which one you like the best?
Again, there's not a best. It's like
They're all
chicken
so
wings,
different.
pizza, and lasagna.
Yeah.
I mean,
We know you like chicken wings.
yeah.
Just tell-
I mean, I love pizza and I love lasagna as well.
They all have their own purpose and their own. If I was to be doing this, I would drink this. If I was to be doing that,
Like, yeah, you start out with a few of these in the morning as you're firing up the green
in the
eggs,
morning.
right? And then
We're on the beach for sure.
yeah, right. And then you as the afternoon rolls on, you have an IPA or two, and then maybe you move back to this and throw one of these in the middle.
Question for you.
Yeah.
We're on Helios.
Okay.
Helios is his boat. And it's noon, and
Okay.
we're pulling out. What beer are you starting with?
Noon.
I'm going straight IPA.
Straight IPA.
I think I'd start a few of the
I do too.
strawberry lemonade.
I do too. I feel like on the boat, it's the lemonade lager one. I feel that way. There's not a wrong choice.
No. But I mean, I'm a pretty big craft beer guy.
So now at 11:30 at night when the DJ's spinning on the boat. What's coming out?
We've got bourbon that we've never had that. It's like
If that was to happen.
most likely not bourbon at that point because you can only have so many beers.
There's only so many beers you could have. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I'm not bourbon at that point most likely.
I agree. What's next for Bike Rack? I mean, you guys have kind of been all over the place. You got 3, they have 1, you got crafted things in. Like, what's
coming back out, I think what we're going to be focused on this year, obviously the taproom growth has been strong because 8th Street Market opening. We're investing a lot doing concerts every weekend. So we want to be a place. We're in an experience business. And so when you come to Bike Rack, you're going to see tons of dogs. Either Friday or Saturday night, you should see a band. And you're going to have really good, solid beer. I'm such a beer nerd. If we don't make a beer that's like, I love different styles. It can't be off flavors. It can't be anything bad. My wife hates going out with me to different bars and different things because I'm like, I can't drink this. So that, and then growing our outside the market, working through our distributor, we're going to get pretty aggressive trying this beer, the lager, trying to get a lot more aggressive in the marketplace with it, and try to get more kegs. And we've got the equipment, we've got the size to brew more, and it's really trying to figure out let's make that brewing more happen, and maybe get ourselves into some places that hadn't always had craft beer. And then, being aggressive to make sure we can get a tap handle or two at some super busy places. It might be Little Rock or and we're only in the state of Arkansas, or, Dixon Street or wherever.
Yep. Are you down that way yet?
Yeah, we are. I would say we've been pretty conservative in our market approach. COVID was quite a hit for a lot of us coming out, because it's just, you changed everything you did upside down, and it's like, okay, now how do you get it and change a little bit back? I would say we're not going to probably push quite as hard in cans, but more into kegs and draft. Canning for us, because of the way we're designed, we're not super efficient. We know we need it, we know we want it, but like we're very manual, and what we're really good at is making a lot of beer that can sit in a fermenter and age, and then putting it in a really big keg and letting our distributor go sell it. And we need to do more of that.
If you're not already, I would say like the 3 hotels downtown.
Yeah.
Like get a handle on there, because like you got all these, people from out of town.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm out of town, it's like,
what's your local?
Always want a local beer.
Just give me a local beer.
Well, so what is this called when you go to a restaurant?
Bike Rack Lager or American Lager. Yep.
Because I know like Peddlers is where I always have Golden Ale.
Yeah. Yep.
And I didn't know if they have this or if they, but I mean, there a lot of restaurants have the Golden Ale or that you go to downtown.
Yeah. No,
but I think this is better than Golden Ale. It's different.
It's different. Yeah. Yeah. I would rather drink myself personally, my taste, I'd rather have that lager than a Golden Ale.
An ale's a little heavier.
Yeah. It's the yeast is impacting with flavors in a way that the yeast doesn't impact here. So you get like a weird, it's almost like fruitiness to it. Now, to be honest, most everywhere I go, or if I'm going out of town, I am going to get the IPA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
I agree.
Yep.
All right, give me your.
So the IPA is kind of like, that's everyone's, like, to show
if you're a big
what
beer
they're
drinker,
really good.
like, if you really enjoy beer, like typically you're getting a hazy IPA.
And this is just for people that like me that are
Rookies?
Yeah.
No,
like this is people can taste this.
You guys are in Trailhead, right? Our buddy Tony.
Yeah.
He was.
You know Tony?
Yeah.
He was on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was something.
One of our highest view.
Oh, really?
That was the night we played beer pong, and then we went out to eat, and Bobby passed out at the dinner table.
That was my blood pressure. Just to be clear, because
so it was the blood.
Trailhead.
But Trailhead, we played beer pong. I missed every time. Shout out to Tony.
Haven't seen him forever since he opened up his new location, but they're crushing. We need to go out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask a question on pricing.
Yep.
How do you price 6-packs? How do you price draft? Do you look at what's going on in the community at others? How do you figure out how to price a 12-ounce beer or a 6-pack?
Yeah, I think there's 3 different considerations. One is our tap room. The second one is the 6-pack. I would say we are not going to be the most aggressively priced 6-pack simply because it isn't our business model. What we're getting ready to do, and I talked about it, is with the kegs and trying to get on some of the drafts, is let's get more aggressive there. We feel we have a competitive advantage doing something like that, where like, a friend of mine, Jesse Core, his canning line could probably produce in 10 minutes what ours would take in a day to produce. And our canning line produces 30 a minute, but I mean, he literally can pump out 300 a minute.
Much more efficient.
And it's just a massive investment he's put into it. So he has the confidence to go strike a deal with Sam's Club and actually put in, do the seltzers and have a members mark seltzer.
Interesting.
It's just not a game we could ever play unless I'm ready to write a $3 million canning line check.
I mean, Matt could write you that check today.
I could, just don't drop it. It ain't that straight back up there.
Don't cash it.
Yeah. So for strategy wise, I mean, we're trying to we're probably the same as every other craft brewery in Northwest Arkansas.
So you are paying attention to.
Yeah, but I mean, between that $9.99, $11.99 price range, you're going to see most everything. Maybe some may go a little bit above that at retail.
Yep.
But I think you're smart for going for the bigger quantities because, none of us at this table ever thought we would say this, but we're becoming a destination. And people, they aren't going to be able to buy this at home anyway. So get it at as many restaurants as you can have it in bars and go that way.
Yeah, when you say that, it's funny because being in the brewery in 2014 and being in the brewery in 2025, I can go in on a Saturday now and I won't know one person.
Yeah. And half of them are from across the country.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
another country, exactly.
Yeah, our bartenders, one of the first questions they'll ask is, where are you from?
Not from here.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You could tell, like when we had the tornado a year ago, we had 2 weeks of probably 2 months of really having hurt business because tourism is such a big part of it.
Yeah,
and
bigger than any of us realize. I never would have thought when they said and because Rob and I, when we rode bikes a lot, we'd always be out of breath pushing our bike up the hill, and you get to the top and ask people where they're from, and it's like you said. None of them were from here. They were from other states or even other like the West Wheel people.
Yeah,
we've had people from New Zealand, and Australia.
Yeah,
that come here for the yearly One Wheel.
Yeah, we live out of Kohler, and when I'm driving home at night, because they're all out of Kohler, it's really crazy when it's dark.
Well, we talked about this when you started in 2014. I would always joke with people. What are you doing here? I'm either 90%. I work for Walmart or I sell to Walmart. And now it's the bike community. It's I want to come to visit Crystal Bridges. I'm doing a tour for the Mars houses here. It's like you get this whole group of people that normally wouldn't think to be here.
Which is nice because we're starting to feed off other. It's nice for all of us. Yeah, we have more than just the one Walmart.
Much more diversified.
100%. Yeah, it's interesting to see the community change, and this is going off topic here, but my daughter's a 4th grade teacher.
Shout out to teachers. That's a tough job.
She taught 2 years at Sugar Creek, downtown Bentonville, and the last year they eliminated a 4th grade class because Centerton opened 4 more in Centerton Gamble, and there just isn't a lot of the housing downtown is either Airbnb or it's people with a lot of money with a little bit older kids.
A lot of money with older kids, yeah.
And so it's an interesting thing seeing the change in our community. I mean, so the Airbnb community, we advertise with different Airbnb people.
Yeah.
Here's a coupon.
Yeah.
Smart. Come visit it. Bike Rack.
Smart. That's super smart. Super smart. All right. Community stuff was great. The beers are fantastic. You're a good dude. We love you. No, the food, the chicken wings.
I didn't think we'd talk about it. That's awesome.
It's all good.
Right.
How do folks find you? Website, link?
bikerackbrewing.com. We've put a lot of effort and time into our website. Go and check it out. bikerackbrewing.com. Bike Rack Brewing on all the socials.
Yeah.
Follow us to see what events, whether it's Friday night, Saturday night, all spring, summer, fall.
So are these like at the momentary you guys have events, or you just since you're right?
We have our own patio, and
which is nice.
We have our own stage.
Like with the new concerts?
Yeah.
And I even heard there's like talks, or maybe it's already in the works of like an amphitheater that's going to go by Red Bar.
I can see that. I mean, what's beautiful,
that's going to be like a mini sphere, like a Vegas sphere that's supposed to go down there.
We have to staff up when there's any concert on momentary night because we end up being pregame and we end up being
postgame.
Yeah, and post game, and the tailgate.
They're walking right through the parking lot.
Yeah, and so what most of the time we try to do a night that they're not doing music,
which is nice. There's not a lot of places downtown that have live music.
There isn't, and I would tell you, being in this field, like just to do live music, to do any event, I've got to go get 5 licenses.
Yeah, it's expensive,
and I've got to invest thousands of dollars. So BMI and I mean you name it, every one of them, and the aggressiveness of those companies,
it's ridiculous.
It is craziness, and I mean it's tough. We love it, but it's a massive investment, and it's kind of like
keep it up.
We paid all these people, now we got to get bands every week.
Yeah. Keep it up.
Yeah, no, we enjoy it. I mean, it's probably one of the last. I mean, we've got the great big acts at the amp. We've got the momentary that next. It's like who's that? Who's going to take care of the people that are staying here and want to play music? So that's kind of where we fit.
I love how you give back. Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Great stuff.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for coming in.